The feeling of resentment lingered in the dimly lit room, a somber backdrop to the unraveling of a relationship burdened by financial strain and unmet expectations. I stood at the crossroads of frustration and heartache, wrestling with the complexities of a situation that had spiraled beyond the realms of mutual understanding. In the early days of our relationship, love had bloomed against the backdrop of shared dreams and whispered promises. Yet, as time unfurled its tapestry, the strains of reality began to weave their threads into the narrative of our union. My boyfriend, a beacon of passion for his work in teaching gymnastics to children, struggled beneath the weight of financial constraints that strained the foundations of our shared life. The catalyst for our unraveling lay in the tragic demise of his brother, a haunting figure with a tumultuous past. The insurance windfall, a bittersweet reminder of a life cut short, became a double-edged sword as the clash of ideals emerged between us. While grief cast its shadow over my boyfriend's decisions, the practicalities of life demanded a pragmatic approach to the newfound wealth. In the aftermath of his brother's passing, the insurance payout became a contentious point of contention. Where I saw an opportunity to alleviate the burden of debt and secure a stable future, my boyfriend envisioned a noble gesture, a donation to the American Cancer Society in honor of his late brother. The chasm between our perspectives widened, fueled by a fundamental disagreement on financial responsibility. The dissonance echoed in heated discussions that reverberated through the walls of our shared space. As the one who predominantly bore the financial burden, resentment festered within me. The sacrifices made to ensure our stability, the long hours dedicated to a demanding job, stood in stark contrast to the relative ease with which he pursued his passion. Efforts to communicate, to bridge the gap of understanding, proved futile. The weight of his decision to donate the entire insurance sum without consultation left me grappling with a sense of betrayal. It wasn't merely the act of charity that stung, but the disregard for the practicalities of our shared life, the rent, the bills, the groceries. The repercussions spilled into our daily existence, poisoning the air with tension and unspoken grievances. Our home, once a sanctuary, transformed into an arena where accusations of selfishness and accusations of negligence collided. The discord reached a crescendo when I discovered the tax receipt for the donation, a revelation that underscored the depths of our financial disparities. In the face of mounting frustrations, I took a decisive step, a declaration that we should each bear the weight of our financial responsibilities equally. The plea for equity was met with resistance, accusations of selfishness, and a refusal to acknowledge the strain I had shouldered for years. The dynamics shifted, the scales of sacrifice tipping precariously. As the storm raged within our relationship, external voices added to the cacophony. Friends, family, and even my inner circle questioned the sustainability of a union marred by financial inequity. The external pressure, though unwelcome, resonated with a truth I had been reluctant to confront. In the silent moments of introspection, I grappled with the realization that love, while a potent force, couldn't thrive in the barren soil of financial imbalance. The question lingered. Was I willing to sacrifice my own well-being, both emotional and financial, for a relationship that seemed to teeter on the edge of collapse? As the final chapter of our story awaited, the answer remained elusive. The bonds of love strained against the weight of practicality, and the resolution lay in the delicate dance of navigating the complexities of financial partnership. The future, uncertain and tinged with the echoes of discontent, beckoned, demanding a choice between salvaging the remnants of what once was or embracing the daunting prospect of starting anew.
The melancholy echoes of loss lingered in the air, casting a somber shadow over the house that once resonated with the laughter and camaraderie of twin sisters. In the aftermath of tragedy, I found myself navigating the maze of grief, trying to reconcile the emptiness left by the absence of my other half. As the calendar pages turned, they unfurled a cruel reminder: our shared birthday, a day that once overflowed with shared wishes, laughter, and the joy of companionship. My parents, ensnared in the clutches of their own grief, grappled with the weight of sorrow in their own ways. Their arguments, once a rarity, now painted the walls with a discordant symphony of pain. For my parents, the passing of my twin sisters seemed to have shattered the delicate balance that held our family together. In the midst of this emotional tempest, I sought refuge in therapy, a lifeline to guide me through the labyrinth of mourning. Yet, the same solace eluded my parents, leaving them adrift in a sea of unresolved emotions. The birthday arrived, a bittersweet tableau of conflicting emotions. I chose to stay home from school, finding the prospect of facing the outside world on this day an insurmountable challenge. The walls of my room became a cocoon, sheltering me from the prying eyes and the relentless march of time. In the quiet solitude of my sanctuary, I grappled with the weight of the day. No happy birthdays echoed through the halls, no presents adorned the room. The void left by my sister's absence yawned wide, and the silence of the house mirrored the hollowness within. A few hours past the customary school dismissal time, the familiar hum of voices drifted from the basement. Close friends, allies in both joy and sorrow, had gathered to celebrate. Cupcakes, balloons, and presents adorned the space, a testament to the enduring bonds forged in the crucible of shared memories. As the laughter and chatter filled the air, a summons from upstairs cut through the celebration. My mother's voice, laden with a potent mix of sorrow and frustration, demanded my presence. Reluctantly, I ascended the stairs, bracing myself for the impending storm. The confrontation unfolded in the living room, a battleground of conflicting emotions. My mother, engulfed in her own grief, questioned the celebration that transpired in the basement. The revelation that I was being acknowledged and cherished on this day, despite the heaviness that clung to it, incited her anger. In my defense, I uttered words fueled by a yearning for understanding and support. "It's my birthday too," I pleaded, the pain of unacknowledged existence etched in my voice. "I miss my sister, and today has been hard for me. You and Dad act like today isn't our birthday. Birthday or not, you still have me, and I need you to acknowledge that I'm here, struggling but still here." The plea, a desperate cry for recognition, met a wall of resentment. My mother, entrenched in her own pain, labeled me selfish. The chasm between our perspectives widened, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of our relationship. The aftermath of that confrontation became a testament to the complexities of mourning. My parents, drowning in the torrents of their grief, struggled to see beyond their own sorrow. The shared birthday, once a source of joy, now became a battleground for conflicting interpretations of loss. In the days that followed, the echoes of that confrontation lingered. The house, once a haven, transformed into an arena where unspoken grievances festered. The shared birthday, rather than a bridge between the realms of the living and the departed, became a rift that threatened to sever the tenuous threads that held our family together. As I stood at the crossroads of grief and resilience, I grappled with the realization that the journey through mourning was uniquely personal. The shared birthday, once a symbol of unity, became a reminder that grief, like a mosaic, manifested in myriad ways. In the quiet moments of introspection, I resolved to honor my twins' memory while acknowledging the individuality of our grieving processes. The shared birthday, etched in the fabric of time, became a poignant chapter in the narrative of loss. The house, haunted by the specter of absence, bore witness to the ebb and flow of emotions. In the delicate dance between sorrow and celebration, I sought to find a balance that would allow healing to unfold, acknowledging the complexities of mourning while embracing the resilience that lay dormant within.
The echoes of a neighborhood dispute reverberated through the air, intertwining with the subtle hum of discontent that lingered between myself and the couple next door. The history of our discord was woven with threads of disagreement, a tapestry of strained relations that reached back several years. Nestled in the house that bore witness to my growth, a legacy passed down from my late mother, I found myself entangled in a neighborly feud that showed no signs of abating. The couple, roughly my age, had moved in next door, and our interactions from day one had been akin to navigating a minefield. The initial skirmish arose from the antics of their over-enthusiastic dog, a persistent fence jumper whose main pursuit was terrorizing my 3 feline companions. A stern warning followed. a declaration that I would involve the authorities if their canine companion continued to threaten my peaceful abode. Their response? A proposition to share the cost of erecting a taller fence, a notion I swiftly rebuffed. The fence saga, a mere prelude to the larger narrative of our strained relations, unfolded into another chapter. A once healthy ash tree, rooted in their property but partially encroaching upon mine, fell victim to an infestation. The dispute arose over the responsibility for felling the tree and the subsequent cleanup. My stance was clear. It was their tree, their responsibility. A surveyor's verdict upheld my claim, but bitterness lingered. Our neighborly interactions weren't limited to boundary disputes. The couple, with a penchant for raucous parties, had hosted numerous late-night gatherings, complete with bonfires and music that reverberated through the walls of my sanctuary. The symphony of chaos forced my hand, and I resorted to the intervention of law enforcement to restore some semblance of peace to my humble abode. In my absence, as I ventured to spend time with family, the ongoing saga took an unexpected turn. A notification blip on my phone, a message from the Ring doorbell, thrust me into a new episode of our tumultuous relationship. There, on the live feed, stood the husband from next door, brazenly on my patio. A swift inquiry revealed their claim. A misdelivered package, a notion that sent my senses into a whirlwind. In the midst of the confrontation, the exchange unfolded with the rapidity of a storm. Accusations and counter-accusations danced in the air, a ballet of unresolved grievances. The husband, undeterred by my protests, insisted on retrieving his alleged misdelivered package. A threat of police intervention fell on deaf ears, and in an act of defiance, he snatched the package, thrusting it in front of the camera as if to defy my authority. With my patience threadbare, the call to law enforcement became a reality. An accusation of theft, coupled with video evidence, left the police with no choice but to investigate. Meanwhile, my friend, entrusted with the daily responsibilities of checking on my cats and managing deliveries, found herself unwittingly embroiled in the aftermath of the confrontation. As the police conversed with my neighbors, exchanging words unheard by my friend, I could only fathom the gravity of the situation from afar. The husband, his resentment palpable, used the opportunity to voice his disdain, branding me a huge idiot and advocating for the removal of law enforcement from my proverbial speed dial. The animosity, thick in the air, painted a picture of irreparable relations. In the aftermath of this latest clash, I grappled with the repercussions of my actions. The rift between neighbors, already chasmic, had deepened. The label of an idiot neighbor, thrown my way with vehement disdain, served as a stark reminder of the fragility of community bonds. While the dispute unfolded in the realm of fences, trees, and allegedly misdelivered packages, it underscored a fundamental truth: the delicate dance of neighborly relations. The challenge lay not only in navigating the physical boundaries that separated our properties, but in finding common ground amid differences, a bridge over the tumultuous waters of discord. As the investigation unfolded, I questioned the cost of such conflicts. Was the pursuit of justice worth the toll on neighborly relations? The answer, shrouded in the complexities of human interaction, remained elusive. In the stillness of my house, where the echoes of disagreements lingered, I pondered the path forward. The narrative of strained relations needed a new chapter, one marked by understanding and an attempt to bridge the chasm that divided us. The discord, while seemingly insurmountable, presented an opportunity for introspection, a chance to reassess the dynamics of community living. The tale of a woman living alone, etched in the walls of her childhood home, now unfolded against the backdrop of a neighborhood saga. The challenges of being the protagonist in a narrative rife with disputes and confrontations demanded a measured response. As I weighed the repercussions of my actions, I sought a resolution that transcended the boundaries of property lines, a path toward fostering harmony in the place I called home.
The subtle dance of relationships, with its delicate steps and unforeseen turns, had led me to a crossroads where familial bonds clashed with romantic aspirations. My girlfriend, a significant presence in my life for almost a year, had, until now, adorned the narrative of our journey with affection and shared dreams. However, as the threads of our connection wove tighter, an unexpected rift emerged, threatening the harmony we had cultivated. In the quiet expanse of my house, a haven I had called home for the past 2 years, my younger sister had found solace. A college student seeking refuge from the bustling dormitories and the raucous party scenes, she had approached me with a request that resonated with the simplicity of sibling bonds. A temporary residence, a sanctuary until she found her footing in the unfamiliar terrain of college life. My girlfriend, perched in her apartment with roommates, had been a part of the discussions about our shared future. The prospect of cohabitation had sparked excitement, conjuring images of shared spaces and intertwined lives. Yet, an unforeseen obstacle emerged, a challenge that tested the resilience of our connection. As the talks of living together intensified, my girlfriend, with an abruptness that mirrored a storm gathering on the horizon, posed a question that disrupted the harmony we had woven. When would my sister vacate her quarters, making room for our shared life? The query lingered in the air, a discordant note that shattered the melodic progression of our plans. I found myself at a crossroads, torn between familial allegiance and romantic aspirations. My sister, a beacon of shared history and unconditional love, had found refuge under my roof. Her request, a plea for companionship in the tumultuous landscape of college life, resonated with a simplicity that spoke to the essence of family. My girlfriend, on the other hand, voiced a desire for an intimacy unmarred by the presence of an additional family member. The canvas of our shared life, she insisted, should be painted with the hues of exclusivity, devoid of the familial brushstrokes that colored my home. The ensuing conversation, veering into the realms of argument, revealed a clash of values. My sister, I argued, had sought refuge under my roof, a promise made to her in moments of shared vulnerability. To retract that promise would be a betrayal of familial bonds, a rupture in the very fabric of my identity. My girlfriend, however, stood firm in her plea for autonomy. The prospect of sharing our living space with a sibling, albeit temporarily, was a notion she found incompatible with her vision of our shared life. The clash escalated, sentiments tangled in a web of conflicting desires. In an attempt to bridge the widening gap, I sought to reason with my girlfriend. I emphasized the temporary nature of my sister's stay, assuring her that our shared space would not be compromised in the long term. Yet, my assurances fell on deaf ears as my girlfriend, unwavering in her stance, reiterated her desire for a dwelling unshared with familial ties. The argument reached its crescendo, emotions spiraling into an array of frustration and disappointment. The final blow, delivered with an emotional intensity, accused me of choosing my sister over her. The weight of that accusation hung in the air, a moment frozen in the tumult of conflicting loyalties. As the echoes of our disagreement reverberated through the empty rooms of my house, I found myself grappling with the aftermath. The rift, though fueled by a seemingly straightforward question of cohabitation, had unearthed deeper complexities. The clash between romantic aspirations and familial loyalty underscored the intricate dance of relationships, where love and commitment entwined in a delicate balance. In the quiet aftermath of the storm, I stood at a crossroads, surveying the choices that lay before me. The resilience of familial bonds, the promises made to a sister seeking solace, clashed with the desire for a romantic partnership unfettered by external ties. The path forward remained uncertain, obscured by the shadows of conflicting loyalties and the weight of decisions that resonated far beyond the walls of my home. As the narrative unfolded, the delicate dance of relationships revealed itself as a complex choreography, where the steps taken held the power to shape the contours of shared lives. In the balance between familial allegiance and romantic aspirations, I found myself navigating the intricacies of love and commitment, seeking a path forward that honored the bonds that shaped my identity.